forest. Maybe.
Yeah. Up in the woods. Over in the woods.
Yeah.
All right, you're live.
All right, right on. Hey, everybody. It's good to be here again. Welcome to the Native Waters Institute Power Hour. In the Native Waters Institute, we're an organization to keep our ancestral wisdoms alive and to heal from traumas, historical traumas, and create that historical wisdoms. Bring those to you, and so anyway, it's you know what, we started these power hours just as a way, our answer to bringing wellness out there to the people during this time of pandemic. We only thought we were going to go on for maybe like a couple months, and here we are, man. We're on week 31 on program number 190th program. Yeah. And now this is going to be a regular ongoing program for the Native Waters Institute. So who I have here today are guests from the band Khueex. And they're brothers and sisters of mine. I've gotten to know them really well because I'm a band member myself. And I just wanted to come bring them on just to share a little bit of the music, talk about it, and about the power of music too, and how music is medicine as well. You know, and talk about our traditional music or whatever's on your mind and whatever's on your heart. You know, and so again, my name is Gene Tagaban. My Shinket name is Gayal. I'm of the Duckdainton Raven Freshwater Sakai clan from Huna, child of a Wishkitan, and I'm Cherokee Tlingit and Filipino. As I tell people, I'm a Cherokee Tlingit. So we'll go around and have everyone introduce themselves. Sandra, it's good to have you here.
Jadi talang. Singela hatala is Gedal Kingwan hat kith Hinudikaang. Sandra Segundo Hinudikaang. It's an honor to be here in your presence, good people. I come from the Alaskan Haida, from Heidelberg, Alaska. I come from a long line of matriarchs from that village and that area. But we, during 1956 Relocation Act, a lot of Haida moved down to the Seattle area, and along with many other indigenous people. And here we are today, and doing cool things like being in funk bands.
Right on. Thanks, sister. Ed, introduce yourself, brother.
Khueex, Shakindus Khat to a sock, Kagwantan Ayat, Tlukna Khadi Adi Khat City, Kagwantan Dachunk, Cook Hit Ayat, Sheet Kakwan Dak Na Khat City. My names are Ed Littlefield and Shakindus 2. I was born and raised in Sitka, and I'm a drummer, musician, composer, etc. And for the last 10, 15, 12 years or so, I've been trying to do a lot of like incorporating of the things that I grew up with. So that's kind of my journey, you know, going to college and studying the Western music was one part of my journey, and then remembering where I came from and all the stuff that I participated in as a kid in the last 12, 15 years was really important for me, and it really helped me become a better musician because of that, because I was combining my beliefs, you know, who I was. So yeah, originally from Sitka, and I'm down here in Skyway, Renton area right now, Seattle, and good to be here. Khueex.
Right on, brother. And Nahan.
Nahan Ayachet, Duck Sawadi Nachasati, Keet Gushi Hit Aya Ha Nakahidi, Tluk On Kwan Ayachet, Ach Ish has Payut Ka Dekina, Jue Dekina Ka Payut Yadatsati, Kagwantan, Kasuka Khadi Aya Ach Kaniku, Khatas Ach Dachkhan Ayach. Siaketi Yeti. My grandparents are the Inupiaq from the Nome area. Father's people, the Kaigani from Heidelberg, Alaska, and also the mother's side is Tlingit and from the killer whale dorsal fin house. Yeah, well,
Oh, Gonatish. Nahan, you're breaking up a little bit there, brother. And so, hey, we're all members of the band Khueex. And it was originally a band that was put together by Preston Singletary. And we're a funk, jazzy, kind of rock, spoken word, hip hop with a native band. You know, is that a good description that you guys would say? Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I would just kind of,
If,
bring that music and just that creativity to in this form. Anybody else have anything to say about the band? I mean, it's like, why, it's like, here we are and we're going on our fourth album. I think it is fourth. Is it our fourth? Yeah. And so before we're going to play a clip here really soon, but before we put that clip on, so what makes you want to be part of this collaboration of creativity, and Ed, let me hear from you.
I was talking the other day with my partner, and we were hearing stories about just some mental depression and things like that with some friends of ours, and I realized that I kind of went through that a little bit when all my music disappeared in the end of March. And so, like, playing with this band is something I love to do, but it is also, in my opinion, healing with working with other human beings. And so if I can play some indigenous Tlingit Haida music in a contemporary style that I love to do both of those, then I find that that's super healing to me. And it's more powerful than just playing a jazz trio gig, which I also love to do, but it's not the same. Just digging deep into that, this just spiritual, I guess you would call it. So I think for me, it helps me get through tough times is playing with this band. So thinking about issues and being able to work with people that are like-minded.
Right on.
Yeah, for me,
yeah. Go ahead, Sandra.
I just I was thinking the same thing that you just said, Ed, that, there was a time where I stopped singing and I started getting sick in my body. And when I started just singing out in my household by myself, I just felt that healing energy pour back in. And I was talking to one of my friends who said she was a singer and stopped singing and her thyroid got sick and she started having thyroid problems. And I thought of other people in the community that are singers. Creators sent them to sing, and they too had thyroid issues. So, and she said there's a connection to that. And so when I grew up singing gospel music, I grew up singing traditional music with my elders and gospel music in a South Seattle church, and it's all very healing. But when I get together with you guys, like, something just happens. Just all of our collective energies, we just pour our hearts and souls into, what we're playing and what we're speaking and what we're singing, and it, and it stems from this healing that we've gone through, are going through, and what we want to do to help our indigenous brothers and sisters out there who are struggling, going through the same things that we've gone through and are going through. So yes, singing is healing.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, Nahan, why don't you share with us a little bit about what does Khueex mean, and and what's it mean to be involved with this group?
Khueex in our language means an invitation to a feast. Could be, it could be a fancy potlatch, could be something more basic, more simple. But for us, like, I think it really ends up being us coming together and bringing our gifts and then sharing with each other. So it's not just one side hosting. It's everybody hosting the feast, and the feast is the stories. The feast is the songs. The feast is the drums. The feast is the instruments. The feast is the energy and the spirit of what we're bringing forward. And so I think it's really it's a dope project to be a part of. I'm thankful. Shout out to Sister Star for initially bringing me into the band a long time ago, and then just maintaining it. It's been awesome. I'm thankful to see what it's growing into, and I feel like we're still um, adjusting how Khueex fits on our shoulders and everything. And that's something that, as the band members have walked into the forest, rest in peace Bernie Worrell, rest in peace Clarissa Rizal.
Uh, uh,
As different members come and go, we are navigating that sound accordingly. So yeah, we're just doing the best we can, I think.
right on. Ganeshish. And as Nahan was saying too, uh, the first, again, this is created by Preston Singletary, who's known as a world-renowned glass artist. And he wanted to put this band together, or we sat on the porch probably about 15 years ago just talking about it, just throwing ideas back and forth. And then the first band was called Little Big Band. And our first singer, as Nahan was saying, was Star Naea. And so she was our lead singer at that time. And then we just kind of like just as energy moved and more members in and out. And then Bernie Worrell, who was the lead keyboard player for George Clinton and Parliamentary Funkadelic, and is also in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, came in. Preston put together just more, musicians. And as Bernie would talk about it, it's more like musicians and music was like healing, universal healing. So it's like all these healers coming together. And that's kind of that's my perspective as well on it, and it's gotten to this the form right now of Khueex as we have it now. And again, and thanks for acknowledging Bernie and Clarissa who have walked on, and those are hard life, and who were there, but their ancestors. We feel them. We feel them with us all the time. And we're going to play a clip here pretty soon. But one thing too is like us coming together. The clip we're going to play here is the first time we were in the studio together since February. And just creating and so we're all masked up in there. But I'm going to back up a little bit too. It's like, but each and every one of us too, we're in this here contemporary band, but we all grew up dancing in our traditional dance groups, up in Alaska or Seattle. Nahan, you're the leader of Knock, the dance group there as well, and so so not only are we like in this contemporary band, but we've all danced in our traditional form as well, and how many of you guys missed that?
Our dance group just performed for Indigenous Peoples Day for United Indians. And it felt really good. Yeah, it felt really good to have the kids out there again and be in our full regalia and just drumming and singing together. I just did a video I recorded us singing the Haida National Anthem. It just sounded so good. I could tell they were excited to sing too, because their voices were just ringing and it felt really good. Yeah. And the Haida holiday dinner we put on every year, and we might have to cancel that this year. And that was a big event where we would all the dance groups would get together and we would just enjoy each other and enjoy our music. And so Yeah.
Yeah, right on. Thanks, Sandra.
I was lucky to just do a video project for a person that I was in the New Klein Dancers and Qajahin Dancers with in Sitka, and he wanted a video of Ikhtishan, old Sitka, and so we got together on the video screen. Not together, but we recorded. Got the recording in our ears, and we made a little video. So it was kind of fun. Just even though it wasn't totally connected, I was singing the song just like it was, years ago.
Uh,
I think for me, it's something, Indian dancing is something that came to me later in life. So, not that long ago, actually. I think 2018 was the first time I ever danced Tlingit style. And then, so that was actually I danced with Kutia. Uh, and, they welcomed me with open arms and under the guidance of several other folks, Uncle Paul, shout out Uncle Paul. He's been there, nonstop and showed me some stuff. First moves, way back in the day. So really appreciate Uncle Paul, and he's experiencing some elder health issues. He's a member of our dance group as well, and it's really dope to see that he prioritizes our group over most anything else that he does. So just shout out to the elders, and it's crazy time, right? Because like I want to help more and be there for uncle, and he's 80 what,
86.
86, and it's
Yeah.
like I'm also out like around. I go to the store, and I feel this, man, it's conflict of like, do I go and help him and put
I
that
hear you.
risk, and then, or do I just stand back? And then it's hard. I know you had some good words about that though, Gene, that you were sharing with me.
Oh yeah. Real quick before we get on share the video too, we're talking about our elders during this pandemic and our people. Like Uncle Paul, we talked about Uncle Paul, and one of the things is that his he loves his people. He loves his people with a passion, as all our elders do, and that's what gives him life, is being around the people, sharing the dances, sharing the songs. But since this pandemic has been closed, he hasn't. People haven't been going over there, and I've been like tossing this back and forth. So it's like right now, it's like, do I risk going over there? I go over there and have pancakes with him. He likes to have his pancakes. Do I risk going over there and getting him sick because he's really ill? And if he gets COVID, that's it. That's it. Probably go fast, quick. Do I risk that, or him sitting by himself, feeling that loneliness is a slow death for him, and he's dying because he's not around his people? God, that hurts. And so it's like we're talking about that. We're talking about that. So which one? It's like, and like my dad too. My dad's health as well. So our elders, and they need us. They need us as much as we need them. They need us. They need us to be asking questions, asking them for help, asking them for guidance, and so yeah, we're talking about that. That's a whole nother program, man. So yeah, shout out to Uncle Paul, yeah, and our elders. That's kind of why we're doing this too, just to continue on and evolve. But let's show this video, and it's just a studio video that we shot, that we did a couple weeks ago now, and we're all masked up, and we're just and 3 of our new songs on there. And so we just want to show this video, and then we'll come back on and talk about it. I know, Ed, you have to leave a little bit early. You have another class, but we'll get there. So let's get to that video, or else we'll run out of time here. So Jillian or Shannon.
kusani Kishi ki awe Kega keep nagu away Kega H nagu away Hanesi City Yeah, Kusani Kishi ki away Kega ki nagu away Kega H nagu away Hanesi City Yeah away Gonna chisha
Di
transformation, the time is now. Take nothing for granted. Life has its own rhythm and you're a part of it. Listen close, the land is medicine. Listen close, time for transformation. Listen close, the land is medicine. Listen close, time for transformation.
Breathe in all of my relations. Let go of the pain you've been facing. Breathe in all of my relations. Let go of the pain you've been facing.
Lift up every relation. As the seasons change, so must you. Revolution born in ancestral truth. Bring forward that power within. Look up into the sky, stars shine bright. Through the dark night, you were born to be a light. Look up into the sky, shine bright, right through the dark night. All of my relations, let go of the pain you've been facing. Breathe in all of my relations, let go of the pain you've been facing. Know that I see brilliance in you, precious and true. You are never alone, no matter where you go. Look, we need you to be you, right now, completely you. We lift you up into the sky, your proper place, way up high, shining bright. Hey, one more time. We lift you up into the sky, your proper place, way up high, shining bright, y'all. Shine bright, y'all. Shine bright, y'all. Shine bright. Breathe in all of my relations. Let go of the pain you've been facing. Breathe in all of my relations. Let go of the pain you've been facing. Breathe in all of my relations. Let go of the pain you've been facing. Breathe in all of my relations. Let go of the pain you've been facing.
Suicide pisses me off. Suicide comes creeping into your mind in the middle of your darkness. Suicide walks in, the shapeshifter, trickster, master of manipulation and deceit, confident, cool, and strangely familiar. Suicide whispers, I am here, I am here, I am here. Your lover, your comfort, your escape. Come with me, come with me, come with me, come with me, come with me.
My child, I love you. You are here for a reason. My child, I love you. Came to this realm for a reason. Fulfill your destiny, my baby, my baby, yeah. Oh, my child, my child, my child, I need you.
The silent scream. I am hurting, I am hurting, I am hurting. Take away the pain, take away the pain. Help me, help me, help me. The ancestors respond. They call out, hear us, our child, hear us. We are here, we are here, we are here. Give us your hand. They sing, trying to get in, but suicide had blocked them out. Quieted the mind, quieted the heart, quieted the spirit. Suicide.
My child, I love you. You came to me for a reason. Hold on another day, the pain will go away. Destiny, my baby, my baby. Oh, my child, I need you, yeah. You were sent here for a reason. Don't give up, hold on another day. Love will come your way.
My brothers and sisters, when suicide arrives, watch over each other, keep each other safe. Grab your drums, your shields, keep each other safe. Protect the children and the teenagers and the defiant, restless energy. Our families, our relatives, unanswered questions, hurting. Keep each other safe. Husbands, wives, grandmothers, and grandfathers, blame and shame will arrive. Yell, scream, laugh, and cry. You will be all right. You will be all right. When alcohol and drugs knock on the door, don't answer it. Tell them to get the hell out of here. Suicide sent them. Find love, ancestors' love. In the trees, the mountains, the wind, the air, and the water. Keep each other safe. Keep each other safe. Keep each other safe. Love each other. Love, 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 love.
We need you to survive. We need you to stay alive, my baby. Oh, we need you to survive. We love you. We need you. We need you. Ah, baby. Ah, baby. We need you.
When suicide arrives at the door, tell it to fuck off.
Right on.
Woo! That's good.
I know it's that last part. Everyone just take your things off mute, man. This is chat here.
It's a chat time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing I muted my thing, because I was like making all kinds of noise and stuff. Man, especially that last song, because you can feel like the mother's love from Sandra, and then you can also feel like the importance and urgency that Gene you bring forward in that song, and it just like really went strong. So thank you guys for doing that.
That was to all our Native babies, you know. We've been there, we know. And I know Gene told me to, you know, when he first introduced that spoken word piece to me, you know, I just opened up to him about how my son, you know, came out to me, he's Two-Spirit, and he was struggling with his identity. And I remember I was at the Daybreak Star powwow, and he was, you know, my main business partner in vending, and he said, "Mom, I can't do this anymore." And he's like, "I gotta go," and he left. And so at the powwow, I was just like, oh, I was just like so worried about him. I didn't even care about making any sales or anything. I was just praying for my son because I knew he was just struggling, you know, and I couldn't get a hold of him. And so when Gene says, sing to your son, I think that's just where the love just came through the music. And, you know, my students too, my former students, my kids I've worked with in the community too, we all have these struggles. We all have these thoughts. And, you know, I was there and I had them. And what if I followed through with that? What if I didn't fulfill my destiny, you know? And here I am, I'm a grandmother now. I have a little infant grandchild, and, you know, I just love you guys. We love you. We love all of you. Anybody who's struggling out there, just remember you have a destiny to fulfill. You're here for a reason. We all are.
Right on, right on. Yeah, I mean, that piece was, I actually wrote that piece probably about 3-4 years ago after a young 18-year-old who I knew since he was a little baby, you know, just decided to end his life. And so we all have those moments, you know, and so it's an honor to be able to put that in a musical form, you know, and all of our words, you know, and because we love our people, eh? We love our people, and that's what Khueex is about too. It's about bringing that healing to the people, and just that healing, that spirit, you know, and so yeah. Anybody else? Any other? Just what? Anything else? Who you want to just you feel like you want to share?
Rob was saying that, you know, oh, sorry, Ed. Rob was saying that after we performed that song, he felt drained. But when the great spirit of the atmospheres, Hans Hanuwai, was present and filled up, you could feel it in that space after we got done with that song. And yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, that's a powerful thing to be a part of, and I think, Sonda, that's what I was trying to put into words. Is that this music is actually pretty. You got to be mentally present to perform it. You know, you got to be there, and I think Preston and I were talking right after that show, and we were talking. This is fascinating, but on Friday we had to get together just to kind of meet, you know, like, hey, we're the band, you know, we haven't seen each other for months, let's do some playing. And it was good. We kind of, at least I can only speak for myself, we were kind of at like a 6, you know, maybe a 5, 6. And the next day we got all ready, and it maybe was like at a 7 or so, and myself. And then once those cameras turned on, I think we all have that spirit of giving, whatever it is, and it just cranked up to 10, you know, 11 during the performance, the showcase, even though no one was in the audience. And I hope and feel that you know, that energy came through the internet waves, and you know, it came through and helped everybody with that, because then at the end I was like, man, that was really tiring. Same thing, I was like, wow, that was a lot of work, but you feel really good about it. So at least I felt really good about the whole experience. And like, so that's something I was thinking about for that set.
I really like the selection, those 3 songs that were put on that video. It's really just like on that super positive, like, you know, like addressing stuff as it is, and then just like presenting the reality, you know, and they're all just really, really nice. But shout out to Ed for holding us down, keeping us on time.
Yes.
You know, there's times that I'm like, where do I start? And then there's like, he's like doing like these gestures back there, like a little extra drum roll for me to get my stuff together.
Yeah. I'm getting it from Preston.
Yeah, right on. And if you're just tuning in right now, we're the Native Waters Power Hour. We're talking to Khueex here, and we're just a few of the members. We have the bass guitarist is Preston Singletary, who's the originator of the keeps us all together, man. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it, but he keeps us together. He puts up with us too. I know he puts up with me. I've known him for how many years? And you know, and we have a horn section. We have Skerrick and Jason and the horns, and you know, and our brother Tim on the keyboards, and brother Rob. And that video we saw, Rob is of the Blackfeet, the people, and Preston is Tlinket as well. And there was Swokanem in there, the violinist, and he was his Lummi from the Lummi Nation. you know, so it's really good to bring all these nations in, you know, and all the people. So Nohan, there's a couple more songs too that we have there with the last bit of our time, you know, because there's a couple No Show No and Land Back that's on there, and you know, and want to speak on those a little bit. That's on the music that we play.
Yeah, sure. Like the last show that we did, the last presentation, put that together. I just kind of wanted to correct myself because earlier I talked about when I started Indian dancing, and I was doing the math while I was listening to this stuff, and I was like, oh, it's 2008, because I think I said 2018. I was like, wait a minute, that was not the first time I've made a mistake. Hey, so
Quick learner.
but yeah, hey, so you know, the songs Shall Know was a piece that I wrote about a rally / get together that we got over here on the port of Seattle. There was this great big rig that had been constructed, and this was the temporary spot of it before it was sent up to the Arctic Circle to go and drill for oil. So all of us got together. There was a whole bunch of canoes and a whole bunch of kayaks, kayaktivists, I think is what they were going by. And then there was a bunch of speakers, and so that piece came out from that experience specifically, and I wrote about that. And you know, there was some really good action that took place there. So later on, after going to Standing Rock a few times and participating and helping out and like learning and feeling the energy of that space, I started putting in Mini Wichoni. And because it's still the same message that shoots through both of those you know, stances and those areas of resistance. So I started putting Mini Wichoni in there, which means water is life. And so just to kind of relate and bring it more present, you know. And shout out to the Wet'suwet'en, the Unistoten, the six nations up there, also the Mohawk, you know, who are all fighting right now, like this very moment. And they're just like, it's really on a completely different, you know, it's government against, you know, the nations, indigenous nations. And so the frontliners are taking the brunt of it as usual. Shout out Kanahoos, and all the land protectors, future protectors who are actually out there doing it. I can make songs about it, and yeah, I show up a good amount of the time, but I'm not out there living like these people are. So I had to acknowledge that. The land back one
out there on as well as out in the Amazon too. The indigenous peoples all over the world. The Amazon down there in Africa.
Amazon, yep.
Yeah, you know, and too is like, yeah.
Hawaiians, the Kanaka
Hawaiian,
Maoli.
yep.
Shout out to the Hawaiian people for doing that. The Maori people, you know, they're protecting their lands. That's all it is. And really, it breaks down to not being able to do so through the system that they provide us options through. And so when that becomes exhausted over time and time again, then you have to just put your body there. So that's what we're again seeing throughout the generations. But yeah, the land back piece was one that I worked on the last session that we had in April. And that was something special about that. You know, I think that was the first time where we all got to sit in the same room for like a week straight and just vibe with each other, and then be like, yo, I didn't know that about you. Now I know this about you. And let's create this. How about this? How about that? And that created a synergy where we kind of started working together, a more solid. And so that song came out of that experience. And they played the music for me. Preston and Rob played the music, said, hey, we got this track. We think you'd go good on this. You got anything for it? And it was just land back. That was the message that kept popping into my head. So and also social media, shout out to everybody hashtagging that and doing that work in all those different ways. But I worked my best to address what was relevant to me, and that's reflected in the recording.
Right on. Thanks, brother. Yeah, and that was in February actually when we got together.
Was it
And,
February?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
February.
See,
Right before, right
time.
before COVID hit. That
Right
just
My
before
time.
COVID hit.
that amazes me.
My sense
Yeah,
of time is like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. Me too. I said April too, but
And that was a good time. I mean, we got together just as a band and as a group just to be able to talk things through because we're kind of evolving on a new, because we lost Clarissa and we lost Bernie, and now it's like, okay, now what? Where are we going to go from there? And just like the people, and everything, just like the people, we got to evolve. And so we're coming close to the end here. I just want to say, and Ed, it just each one of these artists here out there who are listening to are great. They're just on their own as well. I mean, Ed's doing his work, and Sandra, and and Nahan. Not only is Sandra's, she has a couple books out. She's written stories, has a couple books out. She's a teacher of the Haida language as well. Nahan is a teacher of the language. Not only that, you've traveled other parts of the world, sharing your art as a tattoo artist as well. And Ed, you have still playing your music, man, and your passion. And Nahan, before you came on, we were saying one of the songs we need to do next is one of Ed's songs.
yes.
And he's got a whole basket full of songs, man, just waiting to be sung.
Do it.
So yeah. So any last
And that's the cool
words?
thing about material. Oh, sorry.
Go for it.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about material. Okay. Is this music is not stagnant or stuck.
No.
What we're doing is not stuck, and that's what we're proving and showing in I love that they're not shows, they're sharings or presentations, and this music, yeah, and I just really like that word, presentation. And so the more we can share, the more that people will listen, and that mindset will be, spread out through human beings. And that's one of my goals, is to share this music because it is so personal to me, but it is also of a world quality that we all should be striving for, this type of feeling and vibe. So that's my last thought. So that.
Right on, brother.
Gunachish, I've got to jet off a few minutes early. The power 57 minutes. So
Cool. Hey, thanks, brother. Be well, be safe, man. And that's Ed Littlefield, and he's got another class he's got to go teach. And so you can reach us at Khueex, www.khueex.com, or Khueex YouTube channel. And we have 4 albums out already, working on a 5th, and we'll be doing other presentations, and they might be online. And there's another brother out there, Fabian, and wants to talk to Nahan about tattoo, being, and his work as a tattoo artist. So Nahan, how can we get hold of you?
I think Instagram is a good way. So chillcat_tattoo, and then also Facebook is another way. Clinkit Tattoo and Design by Nahan on there. So yeah, always down to share my knowledge. Anything that I have, it's important to me. It's a big goal of mine to have at least one tattoo artist in each nation that they can look toward to, for specialize in that, so yeah.
Right on. Sandra, how can we get hold of you? You have books, you teach online, and do all kinds of wellness teachings yourself.
Well, I try to keep it simple. I was doing all kinds of different names and just confusing everybody. So now it's just sandrasegundo.com, Sandra Segundo at Facebook, Sandra Segundo on Instagram. And also you can help support our nonprofit organization, Haida Roots, which brings the Haida language to people living in the Seattle area and connects us to our fluent speakers and other resources. We, like I said, Relocation Act, the Indian Relocation Act of 1956 moved a lot of us here to Seattle. And, you know, I didn't know about all of this when I was growing up, but we missed our village, we missed our language. And so, you know, this is creating safe spaces, just like our elders. We're just following in the footsteps of our elders. They created safe spaces for us to just be our indigenous selves. And so this Haida Roots is a grassroots program, a grassroots nonprofit that's just creating safe space for us to be our indigenous selves.
Right on, thanks. You know, and both of you guys, thank you for the work that you're doing, you know, and we'll continue on. So out there, we're the Native Wellness Institute, and Sandra has been on the program as a storyteller before, and you know, I'm hoping to get Nahan to come on soon, just talk about your as being a tattoo artist and the work that you do, and keeping the traditional tattoos alive, and that ancestral wisdom alive as well. You know, and so my name's Gene Tagaban, and you just had an hour with Khueex, native funk, jazz, rock band, you know, and just want to go out there and heal and keep the spirit alive. And so thank you all for joining us. Each day we have a power hour at noon, you know, and we're on week 31. This is program 190, and we're going to go on, you know, continue on. And so with that, have a wonderful and awesome weekend. Be well, be safe. Remember, take care, watch over your elders, hug the ones that you love, you know, and take care of yourself, you know, never forget about yourself. So until next time, Gonachish. Anyaku Sani. See ya.
Iguaya Juan.
Igua